Salutations and good morning, mi amigos. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some more stuff on Blue to get it ready to go to the dyno. So yesterday or the day before, might have been 2 days ago, I got the oil cooler core in for the Subaru. We have a nice set rab 15 row core that we're going to be doing as a top mount oil cooler. Now I also have some spare color fittings oil cooler brackets, so I'm going to try to make these fit in a way where I can modify them and extend them out a little bit, so that way we have a cool bracket set up for the top mount oil cooler. On top of that, I want to try to get the fuel level gauge working in the car today, so that way I know how much gas I actually have in the car, because that has been one of the problems I've been having, is I've run out of gas a couple times because I just don't know how much fuel I've got in the tank. On top of that, I need to get some fuel. There's just a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Subaru. We're gonna go ahead and get all the wiring in this thing cleaned up today. I need to figure out just kind of how I want to route everything. I need to get fuel pulse dampers ordered for this. We're swinging up to the mod garage this morning because Matt's working on Chewy over here, and you know, there's some weird stuff going on with that, so we're going to pick up some parts for that. And while we're up there, I may see what Brian has for this, just to mitigate things and make things a little bit easier, i.e. maybe some break-in fluid, so that way I have a little bit more, and things of that nature. If he has fuel pulse dampers, maybe grab those. So before we start working on the Subaru, let's pull the BRZ up, let it warm up, then let's go swing up to the mod garage. Always rainy days. What's going on, GTI? Hello, BRZ. Why am I aired out? Yo, I'm gonna scare Matt on the drive up there. I'm gonna have him record. I'm gonna slide the BRZ around a little bit. Matt already hates my driving, so I'm gonna see if I can just scare the crap out of him. Putting it in track mode, no traction control here. Matt, if you watch this will be fun, man. We had to swing by the bank so Matt could grab money to go pick up these parts. BRZ's feeling a little slidey. Matt's already told me he's gonna throw my camera out the window if I slide again, so we'll see if I get an opportunity. I'm gonna try getting him to record on mine for a minute, because he has his camera too. He's shooting a video, so I'll see if I can get him to record on mine.
I was like, don't try and kick it out again after 80.
Why not?
Please.
What, dude? That's what all the pro drifters. Brian,
Tanner!
what you got in the box?
I got some metal stuff.
Dope. All right, we are leaving the mod garage. It was just a quick trip up here. Matt got his stuff that he needs. Now we gotta go to Subaru, pick him up some oil. I'm gonna see if the BRZ's lip is there, which I highly doubt it is, but I kind of wish it will be. And I gotta pick up my order of pop clips for the rest of the interior panels on the STI. Then we can go back to the house. I can start working on the STI. Matt can start taking apart his oil pan. Be a fun time. All right, you guys, quick interruption to today's video for today's video sponsor, which is Simply Carbon Fiber. Actually, really cool company. They have a lot of really cool things, and we like to accessorize our cars with carbon fiber. So why not accessorize your body as well, right? They got sunglasses, watches, you name it, they got it. They sent over one of their wallets to me, and I was waiting to make this video after, I don't know, about a week of using it or whatnot. But I've actually been digging this wallet quite a bit. It's a lot slimmer than my normal wallet is. It also has a nice money clip on the back side of it. Your boy is broken. I don't got any cash to put in there right now. However, it does hold your cash exceptionally well, and your cards. Like, I was very skeptical my cards were gonna fall out of this thing. Definitely did not. Really cool wallet, a lot slimmer than the one that I normally have, especially when driving. I don't like to have a giant wallet sitting in the back of my pocket either, poking me in the butt. I don't think anyone likes wallets poking them in the butt. So down below in the description is the link over to their website, as well as a discount code for you guys if you guys are wanting to snag any watches, rings. If you wear suits or tuxedos, they got like cuffs for your, I don't wear suits or tuxedos, but if you do, they got like the nice like wrist cuff carbon fiber stuff. They got a lot of really cool carbon fiber things over there. Phone cases, you name it. So accessorize your pockets as well as your car. Because why not? We made it back to the garage, and unfortunately my lip for the BRZ still isn't here. They said it's supposed to ship on the 17th. They just keep pushing the date out on it. It's an OEM lip. Wanted an OEM lip, so I'm like kind of stuck on the fact that I want the OEM lip. But on the bright side, I was able to get all of the clips for the interior panel pieces, which I'm missing, which are like those small little kick panels that go down by your feet. So today we're gonna get the interior pretty much reassembled. I need to get these fuel pressure sensor installed in the STI, which is somewhere in this drawer of random things. Like this drawer right here, my toolbox is pretty much dedicated to random crap for the Subaru. And somewhere, aha, is a pressure gauge. So this can be used for fuel pressure. This is a Haltech 0 to 250 PSI fuel pressure sensor. I don't think I need a 250, but I just happen to have it laying around, and these sensors are expensive. So I'd rather just use this one, to be completely honest. So we'll get the old sealant cleaned up off of that. We'll get that threaded into the fuel pressure regulator when the time comes. We got to get this oil cooler situation kind of sorted out to how we want that. Color fittings, I appreciate you guys sending over these brackets. They're actually for a BRZ, but for the time being, I can use them to mock up for our top mount oil cooler. So let's start things off easy. Let's get our interior reassembled. I still have to fight with the steering grommet down there that I really just don't want to deal with because it's a huge pain in the ass, and since Matt's using the quick jacks right now, I'm just not going to stress doing anything underneath of the car for the time being. I'm not going to stress it. So let's get the interior put back together. Oh, it's going to go back on. You don't have a choice, okay? I'm not giving you a choice. There's just a whole bunch of wires right here. Man, there's a weird time happening in my life right now where I can't find the hole. Where's the hole? Oh my god, dude, this whole thing has to really go that way. Oh, I got it. Why did that side go in? So much easier. Next up, gooch panel. This whole panel should just kind of be free now. I need you to go on there, and I need you to go on your home. And now this trip panel can go back. So for the most part, we have a full interior back in the car, you guys. We have our WeatherTech floor mats, all of our kick panels, everything like that. Now that I've got all this situated, I'm waiting on the dash cluster mount to come in. That's being made in Australia right now, so that'll come in when it comes in. It's not a huge rush. I'm just gonna try to get this thing back in. This is the footwell lighting kit. I took it off of the old kick panel that used to go underneath of the passenger footwell. So I wanna get it back in. So let's get our footwell lighting kit back in. Look at that, dude. The interior looks so good now. All of our kick panels are back in down there. I even went to the extent of getting that footwell lighting kit in. As you guys can see, boom, and over there it also works. That's going to be very loud. But one problem I have now is the steering wheel controls don't work. So I think I may have missed one of the connectors that plugs into the clock spring. So I got to pop that airbag back off, get behind the airbag, check the clock spring, make sure that all the plugins are plugged in. And then, for the most part, that should pretty much be it for the interior stuff, aside from that dash panel and getting the harnesses in, which I think we might get the harnesses in today also, just to get that done with and out of the way. A, so that way we don't have harnesses sitting down there. B, so that way we can pretty much check off the interior of the car as being done, with the exception of, obviously, that one trim panel. Then we can come up here, and we need to take off our hood scoop delete plate, right there, hood scoop block off plate, and start figuring out just how we want to mount our oil cooler up in this engine bay. So let's go mess with airbag stuff first. I'm going to disconnect the battery to the car so that way the airbag doesn't blow up in my face, because that would not be a good time. Actually, I'm going to check fuses first, and if fuses don't work, then we'll go to that. Dope. You guys were looking pretty solid in here. So I just got some copyright-free music going. It's Ryzen. It's music that I use all the time. Check it out. If I hold up. And then I can mute it from my steering wheel. Dude, I'm so pumped to have steering wheel controls. I'm so pumped to have a full interior, full working OEM everything in a goddamn race car. I mean, at this point, it's really a street car, to be honest. Like, dude, I'm so excited I have everything working. I don't think you guys really understand how hold up. Keynote, if you're ever working inside of your car, you hear that stupid beeping. If you ever want to turn that off and keep the doors open, if you look down here, there should be this little switch. If you just push that in, turns off all the beeping. Dope! Yeah, it's so cool having like everything working in here. I don't know, it just still amazes me. So, I think that about wraps it up for the interior. We got our WeatherTech floor mats back in. We have all the kick panels back on. I'm not looking at any more exposed wires or anything like that. Just waiting on this dash trim piece and just need to get the harnesses in. I think I'm gonna jump to the front of the car. We're gonna start messing around with this oil cooler. So the first thing we gotta do is pull off that hood scoop block off plate. I'm gonna temporarily set the intake manifold on the engine, and then we can start figuring out like spacing of where we want to put this oil cooler. Now that the most of the interior stuff is done, time to get off this old Verus plate delete for the hood scoop. So that way we can kind of figure out where we're gonna want our oil cooler to sit. Actually, you know what? I think I might do that pressure sensor real quick also. I'm gonna get that off. Then we're gonna get that mechanical gauge off and get the pressure sensor on there, just so that way we have it done. Make life a little bit easier for us. There we go. Now we can get this mechanical fuel pressure gauge out of here. Okay, it looks like it's taking the whole freaking fitting with it off of the fuel pressure regulator. A little bit of fuel comes out of that. Now we got to take that adapter fitting off of our actual gauge here, and we get our new sensor put in here. Be free. Mechanical fuel pressure gauge. At least this way, the ECU is gonna know fuel pressure now. So it's not gonna be all types of weird. Whenever the ECU starts seeing weird fuel issues, we can at least make fuel corrections based off of fuel pressure, which is going to greatly benefit us. This thing honestly fit up down here pretty nice and pretty perfect, to be honest. So now we can read fuel pressure based off the fuel pressure regulator, and that's just going to give access to the ECU to be able to see fuel pressure and make fuel changes as needed based off of what the actual fuel system is reading, versus us just setting a base pressure and then kind of hoping for the best. This way, it'll actually make changes to the ECU. Now, it's time to get the manifold temporarily put on here. I'm just gonna put it on with maybe 1 or 2 bolts, so that way we can see the room that we're working with to be able to fit our oil cooler. So this is our oil cooler that we're gonna be using, same size as the one that's on the BRZ. It's actually the exact same oil cooler. I've used this on, or this exact oil cooler on a couple different cars. They have a whole bunch of different sizes from SetRab. SetRab is pretty much who I prefer to go to for like core brands. Color Fittings does sell these cores, so if you guys are looking for one, definitely check them out. So let's get our manifold temporarily put on here, kind of figure out what we're doing here. Now the nice thing about this intake manifold versus the new one that we're gonna be getting is that this one is bigger. So it should, wow dude, this thing doesn't fit well at all. Wow, okay. So the nice thing about it is because it's bigger, that gives us a little bit tighter of a space to work in to be able to get our oil cooler. Now what I'm thinking here is having the oil cooler core sit about right there. So I need to find a way to be able to mount it to be able to do that, which I feel like that's gonna be the hard part. I'm curious if they make brackets for this. Let me do a Google real quick, I'm curious. I don't quite know how I want to do this yet, so let me play with things a little bit. Let's see what we can work up. I'm playing with ideas here. I don't know how much I love this. I don't know if I like it. I don't think it's that bad. I think especially after I powder coat the brackets black. This is, I think I'll do the brackets out of steel to reduce flex, and these aluminum ones will kind of be mock-ups or temporary. Right now I've just got the oil cooler bolted down to the engine. This was just a piece of aluminum that I heated up. I heated it up, bent it 90 degrees, drilled a couple holes in it, messed around with some universal brackets that I had sitting around, And this, I mean, it worked. There's definitely another spot over here on the other side of the engine where I can do another bracket coming off of that to support the other side. Clearance would be good on all the fittings. I was thinking of having the fittings come up and then just wrap down underneath of the oil cooler, come down. They'll probably come together somewhere underneath the manifold, and then somehow go down there to where the oil filter is. I don't know how efficient that is though, because once the oil system pressurizes, it should be able to build pressure, go through the cooler, come out the cooler, and go back down. Like, there's no real estate up here. There's nowhere for an oil cooler up here, unless I did it like down here in the fender well area, but I'm not very keen on having it that close to the tire. I don't know. So I've got something kind of mocked up. Don't really know how keen I am on it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it, you guys. I don't know. I tried putting the oil cooler behind the driver's side fog light. Sits way too close to the ground. There's not enough room here for it. There's literally no room between the bumper and the intercooler. I don't want to put it behind the grill and stack things in front of the radiator because coolant temps are going to be an issue. So it's like the only logical spot to put an oil cooler is right here. And I'm just not digging I don't like it. I don't like it. I think if we could somehow get brackets to just make it sit flat like that, I'd like that a lot more. But like, just, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions if you guys have any ideas on how to mount this thing, or if anybody makes like top mounted oil cooler mounts for set rab cores. Like, this will work. Like, all I did was cut some sheet metal, bend it, drill some holes, fanoodle with it around a little bit, but I don't know. It does line up perfect with the hood scoop when the hood's closed, and it does fill out the void a lot where there's like nothingness in the back of the engine bay. Also, don't touch hot, sharp metal when you're cutting it, because it will literally cut through your finger like butter and then burn you, so don't do that. But if you guys have any ideas on, or if anybody out there knows anyone that makes brackets for this that like are universal or something like that, please let me know, and I'm gonna cop them and we're gonna make them work. But like, these brackets I made, I don't like them. I'm gonna go pop inside for a little bit, see what I can find on the computer for top mount oil cooler brackets, or just oil cooler brackets in general. See what I can find, because I don't like the ones I made. All right, you guys, I had to cut it short last night after looking for like oil cooler solutions. I don't think I want to do a top mount oil cooler, but I also don't know where else I'd put an oil cooler, and I need an oil cooler, so I'm open to suggestions if you guys have any. After I was looking online, I came back out here and I was gonna get started on the STI, but I jumped on helping Matt get his oil pan off of his car because he has a messed up shoulder right now. So I was helping him get his off. He has this dumbass Moroso oil pan. I definitely do not suggest it to anyone. Let me show you guys this thing real quick. It's the dumbest design for an oil pan I've ever seen. Now, they're cutting down a whole bunch of trees outside, so it's like stupid loud, so I got the door closed right now. But this is the oil pan that I helped Matt get off last night, and dear Lord, is that the dumbest design for an oil pan I've ever seen. He had to cut his subframe, first of all, to make this thing fit. And that stupid lid, like, step back there where this baffled trap door is, made it damn near impossible to get those 4 bolts off in the back. Like, I've done a lot of oil pans on Subarus with them in the car, and this is by far the worst one I have ever seen or done. Moroso, your oil pan, this design of an oil pan is awful. Because Matt's swapping from that Moroso over to this Killer B1 over here, so yeah, fuck that thing. So I'll probably be helping Matt get that Killer B1 back on the car and get his car reassembled, because right now it's just chilling in the garage, and he needs it back on the road. So didn't make nearly as much progress with the Blue Brew as I wanted to, but I'm glad that the interior is 99.9% done at this point. The only thing left to do is put in the harnesses. Engine bay, I don't know what I want to do for an oil cooler. I like the idea of a top mount oil cooler. I just don't like how I was mounting it. So I'm totally open to suggestions if you guys have any. Drop them down below, drop links below, drop whatever you got down below. Help your boy out. But with that, I gotta go swing up to the mod garage to go finish building a car. So I gotta jet out. So if you guys liked the video, you know what to do. Go and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, and whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, I'm not gonna tell you to do it because you're an adult. So you'll push the button if you want to push the button. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.